What up, Reefing peeps? It's Travis from Psywar Reefing. In today's video, we're going to set up a calc stirrer on my 55-gallon reef tank. So, a few months ago, after I stopped using a dosing pump on my 55, I went back to the old tried and true method of kalkwasser in my ATO. And it worked great. My alkalinity and calcium were leveling out, and the corals looked happier. The only problem was, I was struggling to keep my alk above 7, and I had reached the saturation point for calc in my ATO. Also, calc can be really rough on ATO lift pumps, causing them to degrade faster. So, I knew I needed to find an alternative at some point. One afternoon, I was telling my sob story to my buddy Wayne, who owns What's in Your Tank, and he told me that he had a calc stirrer he wasn't using and it was just laying around. When he offered it to me for free, I jumped on the opportunity. So, here it is. The install was really straightforward. First thing I did was put the calc stirrer in the cabinet underneath my sump and then run the output into my filter socket. Then I attached the ATO output line onto the input of the calc stirrer. I added the calc to the chamber. Then I plugged in the stirrer. After that, I plugged the ATO back in, and that was it. So, after a few months of running the calc stirrer, I couldn't be happier. Every couple of days, I had a few scoops of calc into the chamber in order to keep it filled up to about an inch deep. I've also started adding about 70 milliliters of vinegar into my ATO water because I read that it can help keep the concentration of the calc up higher. My alkalinity is now rock solid at about 8.5, and the corals are growing and looking healthy. At this point, I've pretty much reached the limit of what calc can do for me. I know eventually I'll have to move to a doser or a calcium reactor, but that won't be until my next tank. If you're on the fence about getting a calc stirrer, don't be. They're awesome and super convenient, and the setup is almost non-existent. Well, that'll do it for this video. If you like what you saw, hit that thumbs up. And if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. Until next video, stay salty, Reefing peeps.